Welcome back to the Benji the Bobcat channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. I've got a video for you guys, um, and it's some good shots that I had the other day, well, yesterday, and some runs in 9 ball. And also, I'll show you some mistakes that I made, mostly getting out of position, and I'll explain, what I did wrong and what you have to do to get yourself back into position. Sometimes it takes a few shots to get yourself back into position, and it takes some good shot making to do that. But I'll explain the things that I do wrong. I'm working on my breaking, and it's coming along, but not a lot of great breaks here. But I work around it. I'm basically playing the ghost man here. If I have a shot on the lowest ball on the table, I'll take it. If not, I'll take ball in hand. My mic was not working. I have a lapel mic, so it wasn't really working during the game. But my cameras picked up the sound pretty good. But I commentate while I'm playing, and I thought that would be better if you can hear exactly what I'm thinking while I'm playing. I grew up playing in the pool halls and watching all the old timers and the really good players, and I was always wondering, I wish I knew what they were thinking as they're walking around the table and, what's just going through their head. So I'd like to use these videos to do that for you and kind of out loud talk to you about what I'm thinking and my shot making process and what English I'm using and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll get on with the video here. I'd like you guys to also check out another channel I really like a lot. It's called Bar Guy Billiards. He just has some really good videos. He has a beautiful pool room too. So I really enjoy watching his videos, and he inspired me to make my videos. So anyway, here we go on with my video. I go too far. Wow. So I'm gonna have to take this cue ball off of one, maybe two rails up there to get behind the two. Leave a little angle on this. This is nerve-wracking. I don't want to be stuck with one ball this game. But, okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of top left. I didn't go up with the cue ball. Sorry, I made it. Bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table, hopefully. Aha! Wow, I did not draw that back. I don't know where that top spin came from, but I evidently hit it too high. Take my ball in hand. Whew, lordy. Okay, I have to get back up the table for the two. So I could do this shot two different ways. I can leave myself an angle here, play the one off of it and make it travel, or I could give myself an angle here, put top spin on it, top right, take it off of this rail, and up. Hopefully I'm going to leave myself an angle on this too. I'd like to be here. If I travel too far though, I'll be okay. Three's right in the middle of the table. I like giving myself this shot here, using top spin to go off the rail and up with top right. It may hit that rail on that side. Hit that pretty good. Yep. Have a little bit of an angle here. So again, I'm going to use top right. Make the ball here, take the cue ball off of here and here. Hopefully leave the cue ball somewhere in here. And I did not hit that right, but I'm okay. Wow. Okay, on this one I'll just put a little bit of low, maybe a little bit of low left. I'm going to have to draw it into the rail here and then back off a little bit. That. Ooh, hit that too hard. Kind of a steep cut. So the cue ball is definitely going to hit this rail. Let's see here. So I'll use top left, bring it down here off of that rail. And the bottom rail. Okay, that's alright. All the way down, cue ball come off of this rail. Hopefully over here for the 7 up in that corner. So I'll just hit this with center English. A little bit low. I want to make sure I don't go across the table and scratch. That. Not too bad. And I'm back in position. So it took me a couple shots to get back into position. This one I'll just use top spin and follow the 7. I'm straight in. Follow the 7 with the cue ball. A couple feet. Don't want to hit this too hard because then the 9 will be in the way. This is a test to see how straight you're cueing. I'll just slow roll this. That. If you have a level table, if I have a level table, I'm not afraid to slow roll a ball. A lot of people don't like to slow roll, but I think it comes in handy a lot of times. Because you should be able to slow roll. You should be able to hit a ball hard, soft, medium, however you want to hit it if the table is level. I may be a C player. Almost made that one. I have a shot on the 1, so I'll leave the cue ball right there. Okay, so just a little bit of top spin, a little bit of top right. Come over here for that 2-ball. I'll come off the rail and back out and leave myself a little bit of an angle so I can come off of this rail for the 3. I'm working on using a smooth stroke. If you watch in my videos, I've been working on it, but you can see there's times where I'm doing this, jabbing at the ball, and I'm trying hard to get rid of that jab, but so you still may see it here, but it's a bad habit that I got into. Instead of having a nice smooth stroke and following through on all my shots. And it's mostly when I'm putting draw on the cue ball, I jab at it. So if you do see that, feel free to point it out. If I don't point it out, I'm going to use a little bit of low left here. Come back over. I'd like to be somewhere in here so I can just follow that 3-ball up here for that 4-9. So a little bit below center and right. Stop. Is that too hard? Well, now I'm gonna have to, because I don't think I can get. I may be able to follow this, we'll see. If not, I have my ball in hand still. Just top spin. Get up there. Not too bad. Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. I want to have a complete run without using my ball in hand, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah, so I'm just going to use a little bit of right-hand English, that way the cue ball, the 4-ball should stop here, and that way the cue ball will come back somewhere around where it is now, maybe. Actually, I'm going to hit this low, just low. Okay, I don't know why I was so nervous about that. It was pretty straightforward. I'm just worried about not getting the run. Alright, so I'm going to use top left on this 4-ball, come off of this rail, and then over to this rail, and out there for the 5-ball. Be more here, but that's still fine. I'll just slow roll this and take the cue ball off of this rail in here for the 6. Wow, I was just wondering where the 9-ball was. So just top spin. That. And of course I'm straight in. Unbelievable. I hit it a little harder so the cue ball would travel further this way, but it didn't. Wow. I don't know if I can cheat this pocket. I think I can cheat the pocket. If I cheat the pocket, when you hear somebody say cheat the pocket, so most beginning players, they're aiming for the center of the pocket with the ball they make. When you cheat the pocket, you're aiming to make the ball on one side or the other, closer to that side, one of the two sides. And what that does is, like if I hit this straight in the center of that sixth ball into the center of the pocket and drew it back, it's going to come back here and be really close to scratching. So I'm actually going to aim a little bit more on this side, make that sixth ball closer to this side of the pocket, and hopefully the cue ball will miss this side pocket and hit somewhere in here. So you're just basically changing the angle. You want to still make the ball, but just slow down. I should have hit that harder. I didn't think of that. That's why I'm an amateur. I need the extension. Yeah, I thought I could keep it over in here. It's okay. So I'm going to use the extension on this so I can reach it. I'm close to having to use the bridge. It's a pretty thin cut. Wow. Yeah, I need the bridge. So I'm going to hit this pretty firm and hope I don't come back here and scratch where I am. Oh no! Okay, I'm safe. Alright, not too bad. I got myself out of position a little bit here and there, but hey, I made all 9 balls. That's all that matters. Been having some good luck making the one in that side, but that one didn't get very close. Alright. So I do have a shot on the one. I'll be able to use some top left, go to that bottom rail, over to this rail, and back up for the 2 in that bottom left corner. That. I'm in the way of the camera, aren't I? That. I'm in the way of the camera, aren't I? Put your predictions down now. Don't skip ahead and cheat. Alright. I like to keep track of how many balls I make on the break too. Now, I do that when I'm just practicing. I'll kind of keep track. Not the greatest break, I'll say that. Wow. I think I can work around it. So I'm going to take my ball in hand right now. Take the 2 in the side. I'll follow it up a little bit for the 3 here. I want to make sure I'm on this side of the 3, not on this side. I don't want the cue ball. I don't want the cue ball here, and then when I hit the 3, the cue ball would travel. Well, I guess it could. The 4 would go on the side, but I would risk getting behind the 7 and getting snookered. So I I want to be more on this side of the 3 here. Follow it up to maybe here, 10 inches, a foot or so. Just top spin. That. Okay, now I can take the cue ball off of this rail and back out for the 4. Just I'm gonna hit this center. Ooh, I'm lucky right there. I hit that a little bit too hard. So I'll just kind of slow roll this. Or actually, now I'm gonna draw it back a little bit. It's gonna roll down the table a bit. Okay, for the 5, I could have drawn it back a little bit more. I should have stepped back and looked at it. But I'm still fine. But I'm going to have to take the cue ball off of that rail and then off of this bottom rail and back up for the 7. Alright. I'm going to hit this in the middle with a tad bit of right. Opposite of what I thought it was going to do. Still okay. Got the 7 on the side. I did not think it would go straight up and down. That's why I'm not a pro. Okay, I've got the 7 on the side, and I'll just hit this low so the cue ball is going to drip this way a little bit because I have an angle. And I'll just slow roll this with top right. English really didn't take, so that was essentially just top spin. I didn't need to use the right, I guess. Yeah, if you hit a ball slow enough, it's going to actually cancel out the English. Nothing. So I'll take my ball in hand now. I can't even hit the 1. I'm going to back this up somewhere here, so I have the 2 on the side. Hopefully if I get to here, I'll be able to put top spin, take the cue ball over here for the 3. So let's see what happens. This is something you really need to practice with drills, putting backspin on a ball, on the cue ball, and getting it to stop on a spot. You know, I want it to go here. So it's, you know, somewhere in this area here. But practice it over and over and over until you get your speed down. That. Pretty good. I'm an inch short of where I wanted to be, but I can stun this over to here still. Leave myself an angle on the 3. Oh Boy, I hit that too hard. Terrible. So I have a little bit of an angle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stun the cue ball back out to here somewhere. When you stun a ball, you basically are hitting the cue ball right in the center, and you're hitting it at pretty good pace. And since I do have a slight angle, I'll be able to bring it over. Like that. And I need my extension for this for sure. That 8 will be a decent combination. It's lined up pretty good, so that's makeable. So I'm not going to worry about breaking that up. So I'll just stop the cue ball right here on the 4. Like that. You know, a lot of times I have had a shot like that when I needed to use this extension so I could have a longer cue, and I take the shortcut and I don't use it because I think, oh, because I want to go faster. But make sure you take your time and use the proper equipment if you need it. If you need to use your extension, that's what it's there for. Don't skimp on things. Alright, so I'm actually going to stun this one, I think, over a little bit over here because I'm straight on this. But I can cheat the pocket a little bit, put the 5 ball in on this side of the pocket. That way it creates an angle so the cue ball can travel this way. I want to be here on this side of the 6 so that I can just stop the cue ball right there on the 6. If I stopped it right here on the 5, I'd have an angle and that cue ball would travel up the table. So I'm try and stun it over just a few inches. Like that. Didn't quite go far enough. But I'm fine. I can still, let's see here. It's going to come back this way because I do have a little bit of an angle. And then I'll go 3 rails on the 7 to get on the 8. Just low left. Oh man, that did not give me an angle. Alright, I can just draw this straight back now. I lost that angle. Didn't draw it enough. But I think I can still make this. Hopefully. Oh man. No, I don't. I'm gonna have to come off the rail because I need to hit it right there. Okay. I'm gonna need to come off the rail. Shoot. Ah, I scratched. I scratched. There's 1 ball. 1 and a 5. I like to keep track of how many balls I make on the break and where they go in at. It's kind of rare to make a ball up in that pocket with that break. Okay. I do have a shot on the 2. So we'll go ahead and take it. I'm going to take the cue ball up and then back down for the 3 and the... Ooh boy, that 4's in a tough spot. I am going to use my ball in hand right now because just to make sure I get on that 3 properly, I want to make sure that I have a good lead on it. So I want to follow the 2 to about there. So about 10, 12 inches. All right. Top spin. And I hit it too far. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try some backspin and take it 3 rib, 1, 2, 3, and up. See what happens. What the heck? If not, I've only made 3 balls this game. All right. Slow down. Slow down. There we go. Not Slow down. Slow down. There we go. Not bad. I'm just going to use a little bit of top spin here and come down into here somewhere. I'm going to avoid the 9 ball, avoid the scratch. That, man, it's going to be close to the rail, but it's okay. Let's see here. Ugh. I don't want to have an angle on this 7 because, well, no, I guess it wouldn't scratch. But I would rather be closer to the rail and then follow it up. So I'll just use a little bit of top right. Keep going. Okay, we're okay. I can just follow this up and take the cue ball off of that rail. I want to leave myself an angle on the 8. Just top spin. That. Top spin again. Not too bad. Wow. That traveled too far. So, let's see here. Well, I'm going to try and use a lot of top left here. That cue ball is going to hit somewhere in here, and hopefully that top left will make it travel back this way. I just got out of position there. Like that. Hopefully you can see with that camera when that ball hit here, came back this way with that English there. Like that. Hopefully you... Alright. Not the greatest. I had top spin on that. Definitely going to use my ball in hand. Got a problem area right here. Those balls are like a blockade. So I can take this cue ball off of the rail and up the table for that 2 ball. Not sure how I'm going to get on the 3 yet. I need to have an angle here so I can get up the table. So I'll hit this basically in the center. That. Not too bad. Wow. That 7 ball is in the way, or else I could just put top left, go to that rail, this rail, and over here for the 3 in the same pocket. If I hit it low, boy, I just have this small area to hit that rail, and I'd be flirting with scratching there. So I think the best thing is for me to hit this slow and let the cue ball even run into the 7 a little bit. Yeah. It's tough. I'm going to try and go around the back of the 7 with top right. Or run into it. I'm not sure. Top left, sorry. Okay. Not terrible. So I have to get back down the table. I've got a good angle to do that. The cue ball's naturally going to come over this way. I don't think it'll hit the 6, hopefully. Not too bad. I didn't hit it as hard as I wanted to, but I'm okay. I'll have to use a little bit of top right on this, so the cue ball will travel this way a little bit. I don't want it to be traveling up here. I still could make it, but it would make it a tougher shot. So I'll hit this soft. That. I'm afraid I was going to miss that. Alright, so I need to come down to hit this rail and then back up the table. Basically in the center of the table would be great. Center of the table, or in this area. So I'm going to need to use top right, so when this cue ball hits the rail, it travels this way. If I hit it in the center, the cue ball would just travel like this. So I want to be more over here. Top right. I did not hit that. Still okay, but I wanted to be closer. Alright, so I'll take this cue ball up and off that top rail. So I leave myself an angle on the 7. That. And all I have to do is use a little bit of top right, go to this rail, and up in here, hopefully somewhere. That. And I can just follow this. A little bit of top spin. And we have our first run. That's a good start. Oh, I haven't made it yet. Okay.